Hello friends, it's Christine Vicente with Queen City Stamp Art, and today I'm going to be sharing a card, a fun fold card that I made using the Be My Valentine bundle. It's actually a card that I made using a whole suite of product called Be Mine from the January to April 2024 Stampin' Up! Mini Catalog. Now this catalog goes live on January 4th, so this is kind of an early sneak peek of some really cool products that are going to be included in that catalog. This was a little suite of product that demonstrators were able to order early if they participated in the corporate convention on stage online. And so I've been playing with these products for a little bit, and I have a really cute fun fold to share with you today as part of the blog hop. So why don't we get started? We're going to start by, you're going to want to cut some supplies in order to craft along with me. So you may want to pause the video and go ahead and visit queencitystampart.com. You can click on the blog tab there, and if you didn't already come from the actual blog post as part of the hop, you can go over there and grab the free project sheet to make this card so you have all the measurements. Now it's not a very sophisticated card, it's fairly simple, but you will need a few different pieces of designer series paper, and I'm using the largest die cut circle from the Stylish Shapes dies, and those can be found in the annual catalog. And we're going to start by using a piece of cardstock that's basic white thick, and it measures 11 by 4 1/4. And we're going to lay that on our trimmer and do just a tiny bit of scoring. So I'm going to lay this on the trimmer here, and we're going to score it at 4 inches. And then we're going to slide that over to 6 3/4 inches and score it again. And that's it. That's it for the scoring. So now we're going to take our bone folder and we're going to turn this into a landscaped Z-fold. So you're going to turn one back and turn one forward, just like that. And now you got this great Z-fold for your card, and that's kind of how it folds. So the smaller of the two squares is the front panel. That's how you know you got the front correct. And that way it will match up with the designer series paper pieces that you've also cut. Now, as I mentioned, the project sheet is on my blog, and you'll get all the dimensions there. So I'm not going to go over that stuff in the actual video. I'm just going to go ahead and adhere my pieces of designer series paper to this card front, or to the card base, I should say, before we do the stamping. So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to add this adorable little yellow plaid to this panel. And then this little piece of bumblebee trail I'm going to add to the right side of this last panel. So I'm just going to line this up with the right side and leave a little even border on 3 of the sides, just like that. And this little white space is where I'm going to stamp my sentiment for the inside of the card. So I'm going to pull out my Memento black ink, and I'm going to go ahead and ink up the Happy Valentine's Day and stamp that right here in the white section of that panel. And then I also have a little heart that comes as part of the stamp set. And I'm going to add the heart image to a block. And then we're going to use some Sweet Sorbet ink to ink up that heart. And I'm going to stamp that a couple times on the inside. Just like that. Maybe one more for the inside of the card. And now we'll set this piece aside and we'll go ahead and do some of the other stamping. So let's see here. I've got this large stitched circle that I'm going to do the little that I'm going to stamp on to create the focal image, but I want to punch out one of the bees. So let's go ahead and grab our Daffodil Delight ink, and we're going to ink up the bee's body, which is just like a solid little oval image. I'm going to ink that up pretty well and stamp that here on my scrap. And then I'm going to take my Memento black ink pad and grab that again, and I'm going to ink that up And we're going to ink up the stripes and the little, the stinger on the bee. And then the way I like to line this up is I use the stinger as kind of my guide. So I make sure that that's up against the back of the bee. And then it usually lines up pretty perfectly. Just like that. Oh, and then there's also these cute little face images on this stamp set. There's a smiley face and a little winking one, a little closed eye smile, and a little sort of a more stern looking face. We're going to use the little face that's winking. And I'm going to add that to my card. Just put that on the block and give it a little ink and put that right on the bee's little face area. And then I'm going to take my punch, and I love this little punch. It's so cute. It has the little bee body and then a couple of hearts which cut out the wings and the antennas. But we're just going to use it for the body right now. I'm just going to line that up and give it a punch. And now I've got the little bee. And let's see here. Now we're going to create our little scene. So I have a little bee trail, and I'm going to use my Sweet Sorbet ink, and I'm going to add a little bee trail to the circle here. And then I'm going to add some wings. So I'm going to ink those up. And I'm going to use the punched out bee as my little guide for placement. And I'm just going to put those right about here. And that should work. And then I also have a sentiment for the front that says, love you. And I'm going to stamp that right over the bee trail, like that. And that should do it. And now we can add this little guy to our panel. So I'm going to pull out some dimensional adhesive. Just add a couple of little dimensionals to the back of that bee. And position him right here, just like that. And then we can add this to the card front. So let's pull the card back in. And I'm going to use this little strip of Daffodil Delight. I'm going to take my snips, and I'm just going to cut a little banner end into this. And then I'm going to glue this to the front of my card. So I'm just going to line this up with the edge of the Designer Series paper and center it top to bottom like this. And I want some of the little tail to kind of hang off the end. And then this piece I'm going to add with some dimensional adhesive. And we'll just center this piece right on the front. And now to decorate this, I thought we would use some of this really beautiful ribbon from the collection. This is such a pretty color, and it's really soft, and it's just the right thickness in my opinion. So I'm going to just tie a bow out of thin air. And I'm just going to adjust the loops and tails until I have it about where I want it to be. I think that looks good. And then I use these child-proof scissors as my ribbon scissors. They stay nice and sharp because I never use those with paper or anything. I only use them for ribbons. They stay really nice and sharp. That's just a little tip I like to share with people when I'm cutting ribbons. I don't use a lot of ribbon on my cards, but I love when it's part of a collection to try to incorporate it. And so we're going to use a glue dot and attach this little bow to the front of the card. So I just put the knot of the bow right onto the glue dot and then pick it off. And then we'll add it to the card front here, like that. And then there are some beautiful little gems that come with the collection. Of course, you can buy them separately as well. They're called adhesive-backed hearts and flowers. And I've made quite a few samples, so I've used a lot of them. But they come in Sweet Sorbet, Petal Pink, Daffodil Delight, which is all gone, and Pool Party. And so we're going to take a few of these and add them to the card front. I think I'll use my last red heart, big red heart, and then I'll use a small pink one just to kind of keep with the color scheme for the front. And then inside, I think I'm going to add a little, I think I'll add a little white, no, not white, maybe a little blue flower to the inside just to add some interest there with these. These are so flat that they really are super fun to include on the inside of your card as well as on the outside if you have a place where you could do that. So I added a couple of flowers on the inside too. And that's it for my card design. So let me show you a couple other ones that I put together before I sign off and you move along to the next stop on the blog hop for even more inspiration. I actually created a few other cards. So when I purchase a collection of product, I like to play with just that collection and see what I can come up with. Here I incorporated one of our layered tags or tailored tag dies to create the platform, but I used a punch to punch out a little yellow Daffodil Delight heart, and then I colored it with Wink of Stella to give it some shimmer for that card. This card we made as a group when we participated, when demonstrators participated in the onstage event. This was one of the make and takes that we got to create, and I had a lot of fun with that. I really enjoyed that card. And then I came up with a couple of other cards on my own. So I used the Heartfelt Hexagon Punch and created a little platform for this bee. And then I just tied a larger bow and stuck it underneath the platform to embellish this card some. And then for this one, I just added a bee in the upright direction instead of side to side. I did him upright and put 2 sets of wings. And then also, again, added some Wink of Stella to those wings. It's hard to see on camera, but they're very shimmery and nice. And then inside, I stamped some of the flowers and hearts. I think I actually did that on a couple of them. This one, too, I stamped the inside with flowers and hearts. So don't forget the inside of your cards, because that can be a fun way to add some extra interest and embellishment. Here I put some honeycombs and hearts just to dress them up. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed you're enjoying the hop and you enjoyed my little sample. Please go ahead and try the next stop on the hop and get some more inspiration. And I'll look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks for watching.